Hello there, dear viewer. This is something that I don't usually do. I will show off my Minecraft experience for you a little bit. This is a rather, unremarkable starter house, at least by the looks of things outside. A little bit of a cave that I just made a little bit more hospitable, so to say. And there's quite a few things to show off. That's just something. It has not that much to do with my usual activity on my channel. Well, I probably should stop moving. Make an intro first, Belly. Yes, exactly. Yes, I'm in the skin of a Byzantine. Or Byzantine? What's the correct pronunciation? Byzantine, let's say, East Roman Emperor. Yes, exactly, East Roman Emperor. And that's, of course, to keep with the theme of the channel. Okay, and, there is a few things I learned about Minecraft during this little playthrough. It's not right at the beginning. As you can see, I did a few things already, quite a few things. But it's okay, the early game Minecraft always looks the same anyways, right? And punching trees and building a starter house and all the like. It can get rather boring at times. And of course, this will not be boring at all. Placing many blocks is not boring in the slightest, oh boy. Okay, let's start the tour. So, let's open the gate. Oh, I will show you something as before. You see the American flag? The playthrough started around the 4th of July, and I thought I will just place it here, and then I never removed it. Right, so we go through these doors. This is a nod to Morrowind. If you ever played Morrowind, you will know that there is a lot of inhabited caves, and every cave in Morrowind has doors for some reason. Doored caves. So my starter house, is a doored cave. It actually has 2 sets of doors, nice carpet, some storage space, and yes, my main storage room, which is just growing, always growing, and it's becoming a little bit slightly ridiculous. I'm just replacing everything, every block of stone I can with a barrel or a chest. So I am going to need a bigger base sooner or later. And there is quite a lot of order in here, as you can see. They are pretty much well ordered, all of my items. If only I can do that in the real life as well, that would be nice. It even has a trash can. See? Do I have anything I can throw away just to... Let's say I don't need this nether... Let's say I don't need this nether rack, so I can just put it here in the trash can and do this. And observe the demise of unwanted blocks. So we can go here, there is my little bedroom. Well, you can see there's some fine art here, and my first tools ever, first wooden tools preserved. And there is a lot of farming areas around in the little animal pens enclosures. And in keeping with the theme of an inhabited cave, I have various different themed caves for my different animals. Isn't that freaking sweet? Look, this is, of course, as you could expect, in a style of Roman or Greek ruin cave for my cows. Originally I wanted to give them more space, to have more cows, and then I ended up giving them so much decorations that I think they actually have less space than they originally had. That's the price of aesthetics, I guess. Let me just feed them, and I will be right back with you. Okay, I guess they are all fed. And this is just a cave, kind of. It looks like a simple cave with a little bit of texture added with the stone brick walls here and there, shroom lights to make it more atmospheric, but I couldn't really go very crazy with the details because I wanted them to have a lot of space, because they need grass to grow their wool, and you know, if you ever played Minecraft you probably know how it works. If you don't know, then they need grass, then they need a lot of grass, so it's better to give them some space. And then there's the chicken enclosure for my many chicks. I, of course, always need a lot of different chicks. Anyway, these chicks here, this is a little bit gruesome surrounding for them, I would say, a little prison-like, but they are always escaping whenever I open this. Not this time, because I was extremely quick, but usually one of them will pop away and start making their annoying noises all around my farming areas. As you can see, there is some crops. There are useless beetroots here, but I planted them to sell them to the villagers nearby, and I just forgot to replace them after they were no longer needed. Oh, great! Phantoms. Do I need the membrane from these guys, or do I go to sleep? They are probably afraid of my cat anyway. My cat is named after Dostoevsky's character. Alosha Karamazov is here, and he is rather terrifying to these demons, which is very fitting. I struggle with pronunciation again, that's great. And so these guys will probably burn out. Great. So chickens, cows, and sheep on this side, and on the other side, as you've probably seen already, there is a little stable cave, very stable cave. It's not dangerous at all. It's very stable for my horse named Ridley Scott. I'm not sure why. I think he's he's into good movies, I guess. All right, and my rabbits, my bunny rabbits, which are kind of useless. I really hope to get a full stack of rabbit feet from them at some point, but the chance of them dropping a rabbit foot is so small, and I don't really know if I will ever be able to do it. And I would like to have the potions that are made out of rabbi feet. Oh god, no, that's probably a hateful joke, and I will be forever cancelled now. But it wasn't intentional. I meant to say rabbit. Rabbit. Alright? Rabbit. Good. They are well fed, and there are some useful plants, some more useless plants around, and there will be a tour into this cave later on. For now, there is more to my cave. This is basically what I wanted to do originally, and then start recording the cave house, maybe make my first diamond armor, but I got a little bit carried away. And here is my basement. My basement has a few contraptions. I started to learn how to do redstone here. If you don't know Minecraft, redstone is a set of components and blocks that allow you to make an automated, various automated things and levers and auto smelters and a lot of different things. I guess you can even hear faintly one of my machines working in the distance. But first, this is a pure decoration. There is no machinery here. This is probably the most time-consuming decoration you can build for its space, certainly in Minecraft, because of all the water placing and all the details. I'm rather happy with how this aquarium developed. There are some fishes inside that I had to name in order for them to not despawn, and I had to go to the ocean, which isn't that close actually. I had to go to the ocean biome to get these kelps that are growing in the aquarium, and unfortunately in the current version of Minecraft you don't see the pretty water bubbles popping up from the soul sand, and that really annoyed me when I first learned it. But still, it's a worthy, nice little piece of a decorative building in Minecraft. And my tools and weapons here. I am working on having 3 full sets of diamond armor with many useful enchantments. I want to have 1 fire protection set, 1 projectile protection set, and 1 just protection, and 1 blast protection. So actually I'm working on 4, hopefully, sets of diamond armor, and only then, well, maybe we'll do it sooner, but I still didn't start even gathering the even better than diamonds resource ore in the Nether. Speaking of the Nether, this is my Nether gate, my Nether portal. You flick this lever, and it's on. You flick it back up, oh, and it's gone. Open, gone. This is not my design. There's a lot of things that I don't really understand how they work. I had to watch a YouTube guide by Mumbo Jumbo and do it block by block, step by step, very, very slowly in order for this thing to work, but it works brilliantly. And then I have another contraption that does not work brilliantly because I tried to improvise and do it my way. Therefore, the anvil drops from the ceiling, and I'm not sure if I want to... Okay, I will demonstrate it, although there's a limited amount of anvils up there, and I will have to refill it even sooner if I do it just for the sake of demonstration, but let's do it. Ping! And I have another anvil ready here, so that's rather nice, I would say. Unfortunately, it drops on this block instead of this block because I didn't set it up entirely correctly, but that is fine. This is my enchanting space, and of course there's a little bit of early game flexing involved because these blocks are rather annoying to make, and you need a lot of leather, which is not that accessible early in the game. You have to, catch a lot of cows or breed a lot of cows to get the leather for the books, and then make the planks, and from the planks and the books you can do this building block bookshelf, and then usually you only need 15, I guess, to empower your enchanting table, but I of course went completely overboard as soon as I could and added more because I wanted to make it look like a place of knowledge and study. Right, so this is a pretty simple room, but there's more. You flick this lever and the water elevators are exposed, and that lead to another part of my starter base, which always grows. And now we go down through the water elevator to my quartz room. And, I finished it a while ago, but I'm still not entirely convinced to the ceiling, glowstone ceiling. It looks a little bit alien, something from a very bizarre spaceship. Maybe I will have to remake it at some point. This is Melon and Pumpkin farm. Melons and pumpkins are, of course, a great resource to sell to the villagers in Minecraft because they provide a lot of emeralds, with which you can buy a lot of other useful stuff, and also quite a lot of experience if you have them in copious amounts. This is why building your melon and pumpkin farm should probably be one of your first priorities for automation. And it works all the time. It's a perpetuum mobile machine. There is a minecart with a hopper underneath this dirt here. There are observers observing the blocks where pumpkins and melons would appear as soon as they grow, and these observers activate the pistons around them instantaneously, squashing the melons and pumpkins, and then the minecart, which is, I believe, the only thing that is capable of gathering items through one block floor, and the hopper minecart will, as you can see, gather the items and store them here. So that's a cool design, not really mine either, otherwise it wouldn't work as well as it does. And that's actually designed by IlMango, another Minecraft YouTuber, which I watched to build it. And if I remember, there will be links in the description. And the beautiful Minecraft music kicks in. Oh, what a joyful moment. Okay, this is actually something that I designed almost myself, so it's not exactly perfect. For instance, this is pointless, rather pointless. This is a furnace array designed to make a lot of items, smeltable items, smelt rather fast and simultaneously. So you place your items, all your smeltables here, your coal or other fuel here. You flick this lever, and the minecart inside there starts filling all of these furnaces one after another. I can't really demonstrate it now because I have nothing to smelt, maybe at some point. But it looks rather cool. They all start lighting up one after another in a rapid consecution, which is rather cool to watch. And I even have a system, because this is rather slow, this should be a double chest or even no chest at all. I should probably load the items directly to the minecart, which, yes, now appears on the other side. I did it a little bit, I overdid it. This is really not needed. I will probably fix that, fix this as well at some point. But at least it has a lot of blimps and blobs and bings, and there's a sound, as you can hear when you flick this lever. There is a sound. Oh, it has another function which I am particularly proud of because I figured it out myself without watching any other YouTubers. Hooray! When you have this lever up, then the auto collection from these furnaces happens, and all the items that are smelted end up in this barrel here. And if the lever is down, there is a little bit of a sound for this as well. When this lever is down, then the auto collection is disabled, and the items remain here, which is rather useful when you, for example, need some experience. When you are close to the 30 experience levels, the green thingies above my hotbar. When you are close to 30, and 30 is the level, of course, where you get the best enchantments on your enchanting table upstairs, then you may very well want to gather them manually, all the items from here, because each item gives you a little bit gathered, gives you a little bit of experience, and if they end up here, the experience is lost. So that's why this thing here is modular, kind of. You can decide whether you want this auto collection module to work or not, which is rather cool. As you can see, first of all, my sets of armor. This is my Nether exploration armor, which I made out of gold because I thought you needed to be entirely clad with gold in the Nether after 1.16 update, but actually you just need these boots, so they are on my feet instead of here because I was just in the Nether. And this is my first diamond armor with the most useful of the enchantments named here, and I will probably keep this pattern for later, and I will display all my future armors with the list of the most important enchantments on them. Going further into this room, which I recently added, which has another clunky and deeply insufficient redstone systems that I tried to do myself with some help, but generally remake Mumbo Jumbo's design, which, it does not work as well as his. It's almost better if I just place the items I want to use for the potion making here, because it would be almost as useful if I just place it here one after another in a correct order, and then unpower this with a redstone thingy. But it kind of works. It kind of spares you some effort, because I can order some basic things, some nether wart and the water bottles and the blaze powders. Unfortunately, they come in here much more often than they should, because I am terrible at redstone, but still all these basic ingredients end up here. And now what do I want to make? I always need some water breathing because I find an ocean lately, so I order this, and then let's say I want it to last for longer, so I push this one, this button, and these items that are necessary for this are being sent to this brewing stand, which is rather nice. Unfortunately, as far as I know, you can no longer automatically collect this. I mean, you can automatically collect them with a hopper, which is something like this, underneath the brewing stand, but then the new bottles will not be placed inside a brewing stand once these here potions that are brewed leave the stand. So I have to gather them manually, which is rather annoying. It kind of makes the building of the entire monstrosity a little bit pointless, because, yeah, look at this. This is actually very primitive. This particularly is a very unprofessional, silly redstone use, because these are powered. I mean, these are powering this block, and this block is powering the droppers, yes, these droppers here, and each of these droppers has the necessary ingredients for a specific potion. However, this means that they only activate after I do this. Let's order another batch first. Yeah, so if I order, say, this, then the torch unpowers first and then powers, and only after it powers again, the item is being sent to the system, to the hoppers up there, and then ends up in my brewing stand, which makes the entire system slower. But the advantage of that is that it is very, very resource friendly. Let's say you don't spend a lot to do it because you only need the redstone torches and nothing really expensive, no repeaters, nothing to that vein. So for my absolutely pathetic, unskilled redstone brain, it kind of works. And after all of that, there is my planning board. As you can see, I have a lot of plants. I have to find a mesa biome, or a mesa biome, which is, I believe, renamed, but I remember it's a kind of orange-looking sandstone and weird biome, which is rather rare. I have to find that. I have to build the Nether road to my seaside shack, which I will show you later. I have to finish the temple, which is in the village, which I am about to show you. I have to build the houses there as well for the villagers. I have to build a blaze farm, very much, in the Nether. I have to build a gold farm in the Nether as well. I have to finally find some ancient debris to upgrade my old school diamond armor and tools and weapons into the netherite ones. And I have to improve my mob farm. So as you can see, there is more to show you, because I have a mob farm and I have a village, and I build a large project in the village, and I have a Nether access. What next then? So we could take a horse. I really like this horse. He is rather fast. He has quite a lot of HP. I was very lucky to get my first horse this good already without any breeding and anything like that. I also found that this diamond armor pretty early, so I was rather lucky. I like him. However, these days, of course, we are all traveling through the hell. Through the hellish dimension of the Nether, if you want to do a business trip, as you do in Minecraft, you know. So let's flick this lever on and let's get inside there. And again, we are in basically another very primitive and makeshift redstone contraption, because in 1.16, in Minecraft 1.16, there is such a thing as Piglin Trading. There are these guys inhabiting hell, these little piggies here, and they throw items at you when you throw gold at them, which is very useful because they, for example, have quartz or strings or crying obsidian, many things, and leather, many useful things. So what you do if you are a pro, you build a gold farm and you connect your gold farm to a setup somewhat like this, probably a better made one setup, and you build a redstone timer and you connect the redstone timer to all of that, and you transfer the gold from your gold farm to these dispensers or droppers here, and they are perfectly timed so that after a piglin does this, and he looks and he looks and he looks and he looks at the gold and he decides what he can give you for it. In this case, they were magma balls. And this should all be automated and happening at a time decided by a redstone timer, connected to the item transferring system from your gold farm. But I don't have a gold farm and I am not very good at redstone, so instead of doing all that I just mentioned, I just place gold here and every now and then I press this button and they all get their gold. They're getting absolutely enchanted and fascinated by it, and then they are throwing the items into these hoppers, and these items are ending up in these barrels. That's it. Oh, hello. And I have a little soul sand path to this. As I mentioned, I don't have a gold farm, but I have a very makeshift kind of solution to that. Well, not this time, but usually there are some zombie pigmen here. They drop gold on death. They don't attack you usually, but when you attack them, they will attack you in huge groups continuously. So there is quite a lot of space here for them to spawn. So until I have a proper gold farm, this place here serves as gold farm, and this is the Nether portal to my village. Well, the village where I sell my stuff in. And yes, we are entering the basilica, or the temple, which the planning board in my basement mentioned. It is a work in progress, and it will likely remain a work in progress for a rather long time. Of course, proper Minecrafters would probably build it in a day or two, but it takes me quite a lot of time. As you can see, all the columns, it is built with one of the ugliest block in Minecraft, granite, but I think after all the details and the quartz and things I have in mind, I think then it will look rather good. Let's hope so. And what is this guy doing outside of the village? There is a fence around the entire village. It took me years to build it, specifically to keep you all safe. Come on, dude, no, where? Why? You are an expert toolsmith. I do not wish to lose you, my friend. Go, please. Come on, dude. How did he even? I don't know. Do you want to become a zombie? Do you really want to? Maybe he does. I still did not do the zombifying of your villagers trick, which gives you better prices with them. No, don't go there. There is a huge hole here. Dude, please go back home. I will be extremely worried about you if you don't. No? 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 Oh, come on. I have no boats left? Aha, yes, there is one. There's one acacia boat. There was a time at the beginning of this playthrough when I only used acacia wood for everything. But I, of course, prefer to have many different kinds of wood. A very mature innuendo again. A lot of different woods in my life. I think that Toolsmith already returned. Great, so barring all the interruptions, let's proceed with the tour. So, the Basilica. The Basilica is being built rather slowly because it requires a lot of quartz, and to get a lot of quartz I had to build this. Oh, look, the side of the basilica is starting to look more like what I have in mind for the finished thing. Just starting to look. There are the armor stands serving as little statues, and all detailing and kind of the finishing kind of lines with quartz it can look quite good. There will be windows here, some more detailing, and it can end up being quite okay, even though the proportions of this building are not perfect. I had to remake it a few times, and it's still far from perfect. But you know, it is the first building of this scale I ever built in Minecraft. And of course, after this is finished, I will have to build even bigger. But for now, this is my current challenge. So to get a lot of quartz, I had to build this little stone workers, masons guild, and advance them all by selling them a lot of stone and clay, up to the point when they could sell me quartz pillars and blocks of quartz. First build was actually the inn here. It was supposed to work as a villager breeder, and it kind of does because it has a lot of beds in there, although not all the beds are accessible by the villagers. Anyway, sooner or later they will find them and think it is just the right time to make some love and some babies. That's why there is a lot of beds outside of this build as well. Well, maybe I should show off a little bit. And there are tables, you know, pretty standard detailing things here, some lanterns and different kinds of wood, because as I mentioned, I need a lot of different kinds of wood in my life. And there is bar here with orange wool, and there is a marketplace which I also built out of a lot of wool. It actually made me breed my sheep like crazy to get all the wool for these little market stalls. And my first librarian with a good enchantment is here. Yes. He has looting 3 and 1. Actually, only 3 is needed at this point. My cartographer, from whom I have to buy a woodland explorer map, and a few smiths here, rather useful. There are much more space-efficient ways of doing that in Minecraft, but I kind of really wanted to do it in a pretty way, with a lot of, you know, immersive features, and build a house or two for them, like these. These are built by me. They are slightly bigger and slightly more detailed than the usual Minecraft village houses. Especially I like this one, I think. It's kind of circular, and it houses 6 beds, which is kind of useful when you want to have a lot and plenty of villagers. And it has a fireplace right in the middle, and the smoke goes out to this little hole. It's a very kind of a tribal house, which I really enjoyed building, so I'll probably make more of something like this. But back here we have a cave with a minecart and a rail. That's another cave that I decorated, and it has exposed glowstone. Yes, I know. And I don't care that much, because that was kind of the intention, to make it look like there are I can replace it with sea lanterns now. To look at kind of like somebody tried to build a train platform inside a cave and had like electricity or something installed. So yeah, sea lanterns will be much better. I will replace that thing with the other thing later. But now we press this button and we go through a tunnel to my mob farm, which is pathetic. It's my first attempt at mob farm, so, you know, it will not be the most impressive thing, but it gives you a steady source of experience. Anyways, I really put a lot of work and effort, and that's a little bit disconcerting, into traveling there in some style. As you can see, all these caves are textured, hand improved by me, and it goes even more cavey after this mine shaft. Look, there are stalagmites and stalactites. I don't know which are which, but you know, pretty cavey things. A lava tunnel here, and now I think I have to jump off this just to show you the attention to detail I did here. You see the lava dripping? That is not natural lava or water. I had to place it manually with a bucket behind a block, and then place a block in front of that. I just wanted to have the impression that we are very deep underground, and lava and underground waters are dripping through the ceiling of this cave. And this cave has that this amount of redstone ore, of course, is also placed manually. I just wanted the cave to have some shiny rocks in its walls. We can go further to the mob farm through here, or just use the water elevator, which is currently set to push people up. So we have to flick this lever, and now we can go to the actual dropping place for the mobs. So you have to build a dark place, basically, and then flood it with some water. It is built around a natural zombie spawner. And remember, kids, if you ever build a mob farm, a spawner farm in Minecraft, you don't do it around zombie spawners. There are skeleton spawners that are much more useful. The skeletons have much better drops. They drop arrows, and arrows are useful. These guys are not useful. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Don't do what I did here. Also, this is a very clunky design because there's also an option. These things spawn from the spawner. They get softened by the magma here, slightly, very slightly. And I get some experience from this. And then there is a very slow cycle of them being spawned in the first chamber, hidden somewhere over there. However, if I want to, I don't know if it will work now, if I really want to, I can flood the additional chambers that are completely dark and therefore spawn random mobs from Minecraft. And maybe we will be lucky, maybe we won't. Because of that, I build this chamber out of obsidian so that the creeper explosions won't hurt me, but they actually will hurt me sometimes anyway, because this should be higher or lower or whatever. Oh yes, we have some skeletons, and I hear some spiders, which will not flow down to this killing zone, unfortunately, because they are a little bit too big. Yes, and I hear creepers, and I see skeletons. This is why I have a block of glass here, so I can see what is coming. And because this is set on, all the additional spawns are being flooded to this chamber, I have to now do something like this. And now the skeletons can't shoot me from behind the trapdoor. And they are all dead. So that's that. And I did not, as I said, there are spiders in there. I did not spider-proof that spawning zone. Therefore, there is a very temporary, well, call it a solution, is a little bit too much to say, but there is a way to deal with the excessive amount of spiders clogging the system, so to say. You go into the spawning zone if you have no other choice, and you kill the spider, and this way I get some spider eyes. Yes, this is not a good design. I will improve this mob farm at some point. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. This is a very compact kind of situation. Everything that I've shown you is accessible from my little starter base, my little cave house that kind of grows and grows forever after. This portal, I kind of like the design I did to this. It kind of looks like it naturally happened here, and like the roof is being warped by some interdimensional danger. It's kind of okay. I even have, if it works, yes it does. I will need a lot of basalt sooner or later, so I made this, another automated kind of extremely simple thing. There is a lot of much better ways of doing this, but it is a never-ending semi-automatic source of basalt. But that comes later. So the thing with Minecraft is that it is very time-consuming and addictive, and therefore once you start playing, you will, as I said, I wanted to just make a starter house and then kind of one idea followed another, and I had to build more and more and more. And some of the builds, like the Basilica, started to be rather extensive and expansive and resource and time consuming, so I had to start recording anyways, even though I would much rather, now that so many things happened, I would much rather start recording after the Basilica is done, but whatever, I have to record something sooner or later, don't I? This is the path to my latest little build, which I really enjoyed building, which always reminds me of the early days of Minecraft, kind of return to the early game, when you don't build extremely silly, huge contraptions and automated farms, you just build a little place to stay while exploring and mining, and this one is rather, I would say, atmospheric, rather pretty. I approach it from the wrong side. It's kind of, look, like kind of little cabin on the ocean shore with great many zombies. What a great resort. What a great tourism destination. Just 2 zombies? That's unheard of in Minecraft. Alright. So it's a little house which kind of looks like it was abandoned for a long time, and I really like to build small things like this. The inside is not particularly impressive, I wouldn't say, but there isn't that many details, but I have 3 furnaces, a brewing stand, and all the things that you may need. In the early in the early game, the simplest times of Minecraft. Look how cool. I would love to live here in real life. And I built it just to explore this ocean, and there is a ocean monument, I believe it's called, on the ocean floor, somewhere over there, and I wanted some sea lanterns and some other things from there, so I had to do it. I died an embarrassing amount of times over there. Let's not speak about that. By the way, I am hiding from Agast behind a cross in the midst of hell. As a Byzantine emperor, no less. I think that this game reeks of strange religious symbolism today. Sorry about that. Let's proceed. Now, I should probably ask you for an advice as a viewer. If you are watching this for whatever reason you may have, maybe you are utterly bored with life in general, or at least you don't know what to play, or maybe you are just starting playing Minecraft and for some reason you can't watch better Minecraft YouTubers because you are bored with them. You may have your reasons. I'm not judging. I'm not judging you for watching me. Anyway, if you would be so kind and leave me a suggestion, would you be interested in perhaps watching more of Minecraft? I know, I should be probably, playing Skyrim and doing builds, and yes, of course there will be more builds at some point, but, even I can't play Skyrim all the time. Oh, the zoom, unintentional zoom. Even I, Belisaurus, the emperor of weird blocky hell, even I cannot play Skyrim all the time, so this was supposed to be a little short break from Skyrim that kind of developed into whole heaps of block placing and farming and studying Minecraft. Sometimes life is full of surprises. I also would need to probably change my mouse sensitivity if I am to record more Minecraft in the future, because this might be annoying on YouTube, this movement. Anyway, anywho, you think about what would you like to advise me if you are still watching. I will have to fix this contraption, and then I will most likely gather a lot of basalt, read your comments, and we will see what will happen in a few days and or weeks. We will see each There's a gust somewhere. We will see each other again after I fix the wall and say bye-bye. Oh god, I have to fix it again. Bye-bye! And yes, of course, if you want, you can also tell me in the comments that I should absolutely stop playing this horrible game for kids and just do something serious and get a life or something. That's I will only cry for a bit, for a little bit, for like 2 weeks, no more. I assure you. So bye bye again. Yeah.